Okay, we are live on Instagram. We never did this before. This is Mass Culture Podcast number 5 that we're going to. Oh, yeah, 5, the last hand gesture that we're doing. This is going to be.
We can actually go to 10.
No, we're not going to 10. This is going to be a test. We just did the intro of Mass Culture episode number 5, the last hand gesture episode that we get to do. So, with that being said, it's Friday the 13th tomorrow. We're doing this the night before, so, see how this goes.
Remember, leave milk and cookies out for Jason. He will be in tomorrow.
Oh, is that what it is?
Why not?
Yeah, I guess there ain't too many people camping tonight.
Well, you never know. I mean...
Yeah, maybe.
Some people, they camp out all year round.
I'm not sure who, but yeah, let's pick it up. So where are we at here? Oh, man, I left my list under the computer. I can't pick it up now. Friday the 13th.
Yes, indeed.
A lot of superstitions, a lot of odd things that have happened in the world.
Weird about walking on sidewalks with cracks in it, seeing black cats, seeing,
walking under ladders.
Well,
no, that's not, like walking under a ladder.
It's just like one of those things that they have, like.
No, it's just a superstition.
Like who walks under a ladder?
But is it actually is walking under a ladder is not necessarily a Friday the 13th thing? It's just a superstition.
No, they just kind of try to relate it with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, black cats, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Friday the 13th is like there's been some worldly events. Mm-hmm. A couple celebrities have been born on this day, but to me that's just a fluke because obviously someone's gonna be born on this day.
Every day somebody's born.
Yeah, every day someone's born. So I don't really look too much into that either.
Fact is that the movie Alive that came out, I think 1993, I think it was about the soccer team at their plane wrecked up in the mountains and they had to turn to cannibalism. That actually happened on a Friday the 13th.
Yeah, a few worldly attacks.
It was like 1972 or something that happened.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember exactly when. Friday the 13th. Do you know anything about why they chose that title for the movie?
I think they were looking at a title because like Halloween had came out and that kind of made the thing like, all right, well, what's another good title? And Friday the 13th was like, all right, well.
Was that what they wanted?
I did read something about that before. That's what they were going for.
Well, they said that Halloween was originally going to be called the Babysitter Killer.
Yeah.
The Babysitter Killer. Could you imagine Halloween, Michael Myers being known as the Babysitter Killer? That'd be an odd title, huh?
It would be. Actually kind of a cool title, though, too, for a movie, especially for that era, like 1978.
Yeah.
That's I mean, still babysitting's big now, but I mean, back then it was like every local teenager was like babysitting the neighbor's kids, you know what I mean? Just like.
Well, they call them the Shapes. I mean, why not the Babysitter Killer too? Right?
Well, the Shape, because they didn't know what he was going to look like at the time.
Right. Yeah, I love that about that, the script. Yeah,
but that's such a cool name, though.
The shape enters the room.
Yeah, like just saying it right now, the Shape, like, it just sounds cool,
Yeah, it does.
That's our Halloween topic. Now we're going to get into Friday the 13th, so.
What is the original plot? Why did they write the movie? What was it about?
Okay, well, original movie that a lot of people have not seen it say, well, Jason was the killer in the first one. I know we've been through this. Everyone already knows, but it was Mrs. Voorhees was the killer, his mom. They say Jason shows up at the end of the movie and, witnessed the whole thing and what led to the events of Friday the 13th part 2.
I mean the writing of the movie. Like Sean S. Cunningham wrote it?
Yeah, Sean S. Cunningham and Victor Miller. And
do you know, what went into it? Like, why they wrote it? Like, what was it? What was the genesis?
I think they were just trying to make a good film. Because, I mean, Sean S. Cunningham just came fresh off of Last House on the Left with Wes Craven, which was like a psychotic movie. That was good. Very good. I think they were trying to find something in the new slasher series. And
they just went with Jason. Well, they went with a woman.
Oh, with a woman. But the funniest thing, the thing I want to throw is, but Jason's original name, do you know what it was?
What? Jason Voorhees. Is not last name's not Voorhees either?
It was Voorhees, but what was the first name? It was not Jason.
Michael.
No.
Tony.
Josh.
Josh Voorhees.
Yeah, oh God, Josh is coming.
Yeah.
Sorry to anyone named Josh. It just sounds funny. Like, Josh is coming.
Yeah, well.
I mean, Jason has that ring to it,
It does, but if you would have grew up watching Josh Voorhees, you'd probably think...
You probably wouldn't think anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't think anything of it.
I like Josh, yeah.
Yeah, like there's the Babysitter Killer, like it just wouldn't, like Candyman, like they just come up with these names and...
They just make magic with them, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it.
And you got millions of fans that love every second of it.
Yeah, you yourself included.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
so the same day that plane wreck with the soccer team and they made the movie Alive over in Russia, there was another plane wreck that killed like 174 people in Moscow. I guess it was coming down and it wrecked on, and that was Friday the 13th, the same day as another.
I think it's the number 13 that throws people off. Like, for example, there's hospitals that don't have the 13th floor.
Yeah, they do not have the 13th floor. It goes 12, 14.
And that is purely based off superstition. Because I've talked to somebody before about that worked at a hospital, and they said, yeah, that is literally because they are afraid what could happen, the type of things that could happen on the 13th floor. And that, really break that down and put psychology behind that. They will not, a building, a hospital building, they will go skip the 13th floor into four. That is a very powerful statement in itself. Think about that. That is pretty crazy, that proves that there's someone out there going, oh, no. Skip 13, go 12, 14. And can you imagine, like, the mechanic was probably like, are you sure? Like, positive.
So some hospitals I've heard don't know what's true or whatnot, but a lot of times when they have a 13th floor, that's where they keep the psychiatric ward, and that way it's not listed on the elevator.
Yeah, and you need like a special key to turn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
That way, in case anyone ever escaped like Michael did.
And I think now they've moved it to the 3rd floor. A lot of the psychiatric units are third. So it's the number 313.
313.
What is that? I don't know.
What's it mean to you?
What do they call it? 302?
302, yeah.
Is when you get like basically locked up for psychiatric reasons. At least in Pittsburgh, that's what I hear. People
and that's
get
302. What, 72 hours, which is 3 days.
Yeah, I don't know what so the 3 and the 13.
That's weird how that works out. Three, it's 3's in there. That number 23,
Yeah, I remember a friend of mine told me, I was working with him one day, and he goes, yeah, me and my fiance, we're getting married next month. I said, oh, yeah. He goes, yeah, because it's Friday the 13th. I said, oh, cool, So I went home and I was like, oh, I better look at the calendar to see, like I'm thinking he's going to want me to go. We're pretty close buddies, So I'm looking at the calendar. I flip to the next month. I'm like, there ain't no Friday the 13th next month. I flip again. It's not for like 6 months away. He had no clue. I still don't know whatever happened with that wedding. I don't know if they got married, or I haven't talked to him in about 2 years now, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, hopefully they're married and still happy.
Yeah, if you're married, hey, good luck. But
congratulations.
I'll never forget that though. Yeah, we're getting married next month because it's Friday the 13th. But even that, like someone's like, oh, that's the day we need to be married on.
Right.
Maybe that'll bring us luck.
Right. Well, this is a fun one. The next Friday the 13th in the year 2023 is in the month of October, which means all of us horror fans are going to go extra crazy over that one.
So does that mean that you'll request off work, or?
Oh, yeah.
It's just not happening.
Yeah.
It's a holiday. So you get 2 holidays in the month of October.
Yeah.
See, now by October, I hope that we have the show figured out. We still have been dealing with so many technical difficulties.
Yes, we are working on it.
The problem is we like set everything up, then we break it down, and we set it up again. We got to work on a whole new setup here because it's too much. Like, the mics were muffled in the last episode because they were turned up too loud. Yeah, just little here and there things. And the people that have been watching it, thanks for sticking with us. And I actually did get a few complaints. The 2 complaints I got was people telling me that the episodes weren't actually long enough, which I found that to be fascinating.
I did get that one myself. A friend of mine listened to all the episodes and said, hey, they're good. I like them. One problem. I said, what? He's like, they're too short.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
We'll have to start getting into the most. Try to at least go 30 minutes and gradually go more and more. And
the problem is that we don't have a timer. Like, we're recording, there's no timer. So, Freddy versus Jason.
Yes.
Why is there not a sequel to that?
Well, you got to figure now, that was 20 years ago. That was 2003 years. That movie came out.
That's unbelievable.
So it's been 20 years since Robert Englund wore the glove for the last time. Well, it won't be 20 years, Because
he wasn't involved with that remake at all?
No.
Like nothing?
Nope. Not even a cameo. Nothing.
Wow. Yeah, you think they could have pulled him in to be a consultant or something?
And they should have. You're going to do it. You should have done it right. Got Robert Englund involved. Have him be like the guy that teaches, Jackie Earl Haley how to be Freddy.
At least get his blessing,
Give him something, like.
Yeah.
That would have meant so much to the fans. Had this,
And me, other than them getting the look completely wrong, I don't know if they were using CGI. Yeah, I don't know if they were using CGI and it just didn't look right. And,
We need makeup for these movies. Come on. We don't like CGI for horror fans. Makeup. It's classic.
I didn't understand
the makeup is just so much better,
But to me though, and this is my other complaint that I had, why not just hire a younger actor to do Robert Englund's parts and then have Robert Englund do the voiceover? Because that would be Freddy.
It would be.
Even if it looked odd. I mean, look at Jason. Look at Jason X. I mean, does that look like Jason?
Jason X looks like, you tell it's Kane Hodder with the mask on. That's all it looks like.
Only in your mind can you tell it's Kane Hodder. Well, you mean Jason Kane Hodder.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell does it look like Kane Hodder?
Like in the beginning of the movie, it just looks like it's Kane Hodder wearing a hockey mask.
That's a super fan talking right there.
I think almost anyone can recognize it. He's all chained up and stuff like that.
Well, but what I'm saying is, like, if you want to do looks like Jason, that doesn't look like Jason. To me, Jason X. Like when he's in the full, what do they call that?
Uber Jason.
Uber Jason, yeah.
Well, it was supposed to be in outer space, and there's also a rumor there's going to be a Freddy Krueger in space.
Oh really?
Yeah. I think Leprechaun went to space too, yeah.
Wait, did Jason come back from space, or they never quite get to that?
No, remember again at the ending, he's coming back down.
Yeah.
I can't think of the guy's name, but anyway, they're coming down, and you see the guy and a girl. They're like, you tell they're at Camp Crystal Lake, and then you see like the mask go into the the water means he's home.
Will Jason ever return to space?
No.
Nah.
Well, I'm gonna say no, but
is Jason X one of the most like letdowns of all time for you?
I liked it, but that's me.
He liked it because he loves Jason and loves Kane Hodder.
I mean, it's just me. I liked it.
Was the script good?
It was okay. It was a little different, and I kind of like a little different sometimes. Even Jason Goes to Hell was different opposed to the other Friday the 13th films. And it's funny because they were all the Friday the 13th films 1 through 8, and then when they went to New Line Cinema, it was Jason Goes to Hell, and then it was Jason X. It wasn't called Friday the 13th. And there were actually two like different type of movies that you really think about it. Like,
and what was the reason behind that? Do you know?
I don't know.
Did they not own the rights to the Friday the 13th?
I mean, they bought the rights from Paramount, but they just didn't. Yeah,
you figure Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah,
Jason X.
Then Freddy vs. Jason.
It
was never Friday the 13th.
That's
until they did the remake. 2010,
and that was still on New Line.
Yeah, it was New Line.
So they had the rights. It might have been used. Well, I think a lot of people don't want to hear Jason 9, Jason 10, Jason 11. Like once you get so many sequels in, it just gets to be people are like, really another one.
I think some people like it. Example here. The new Halloween's coming out, or the new Friday the 13th's coming out, new Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, they all have those working titles too. Hi, everybody. They all have them working titles out there. The New Blood. Jason Takes Manhattan. Halloween 4. The Return of Michael Myers. Halloween 5. The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of movies have subtitles.
Well, Freddy, the last one before Freddy vs. Jason was Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Yeah.
That wasn't called A Nightmare on Elm Street, but it was Freddy Krueger. Heather Langenkamp in it as Nancy.
Yeah.
John Saxon was in it,
And that was another squandered opportunity that New Line Cinema had, was when they could have had Robert Englund play Fred Krueger.
And that movie would have made so much sense then.
The Springwood Slasher. Yeah, because he was still young enough to be that kind of role.
Because even after Freddy vs. Jason, he was only like 53, 54 at the time. He definitely could have done that role. And that would have, gave him like that look,
Yeah.
A little bit older and like.
How old is Robert now?
But he's 74-75 now.
Okay, wow. So he's definitely been a seasoned Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, he's definitely been.
Well, when you go 20 years without playing a role, I mean, come on, But I wonder how he feels about that. Like, I'm sure he feels like, well, look, like for the next 10 generations, they're going to know who Freddy Krueger is.
Yes.
Like Freddy Krueger's not going anywhere. Michael Myers isn't going anywhere. Jason. I mean, they're set. Like Robert Englund is basically a legend, living legend.
Oh, he is.
For sure. Now, see, with Jason, it gets a little lost because he's always behind a mask. Same with Michael. I mean, I don't think you could say one person that played Michael Myers is a legend. No, you can't.
Let's hear it. I would.
Who?
Come on, Nick Castle.
He's a legend?
Yes.
Yeah, but listen, what I'm saying is, if you take the average, I guess the average 15-year-old would know who Robert Englund is either, but they would know the face. Like they would know the face if it was him or not. But I'm saying the actors, they're always behind the mask. And that's no disrespect to Nick Castle. I'm just saying that that's the other side of the coin when you're playing a character behind a mask, is that you don't get
the spotlight on
it. Yeah, you don't
get
the spotlight.
Which is good because, like me, for example, doing it, that's what I want to be, the guy in the mask, not the guy, the hero. You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but there's accolades that, like, like Robert Englund, his face has value.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why he's appeared in so many other films, even having cameos and stuff like that. Another series he was in that I'm surprised never took off was when Dee Snider came out with Strangeland, Captain Howdy.
That was a good character.
Robert Englund was in that film, and I don't know what happened with it, but you could have really made some, a nice series with that. Plus, at the time, it was like so new. So it was like online, this before like Facebook, Instagram, but just what's it, Messenger or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he'd invite you over, and
No, Strangeland was a really good movie, and didn't Dee Snider write that?
Yeah, he wrote that.
Where's Strangeland Part 2?
Yeah.
What happens to the character in Strangeland at the end? I don't remember right now, but I used to watch that movie all the time. Damn it!
I think he died or something at the end.
See. We need to bring him back.
Yeah.
You know who else was a great one-off? Was The Trickster.
Oh, from Brain Scan. Edward Furlong. That was a really good film.
Brain Scan was a great movie for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely and it was a one-off. It
was one-off and it's so good. Especially you think all the stuff's really going on, and then he wakes up. It was just a video game the whole time.
Like Trickster's the kind of character.
The writing on it was so good.
Trickster's the kind of character that needs to fight somebody, like Jason, like Trickster versus Jason, or somebody like that. Because the Trickster is, he can manipulate your mind and things like that. He would have been good against somebody.
Even a good person he would have been was Wishmaster, the Djinn or whatever.
Yeah.
Andrew Devoff, when he played that character for the first two. He just had that creepy voice,
You know who would have been good is Trickster versus Leprechaun.
Yeah.
I think that'd have been really cool because Leprechaun say certain things to him, and but Warwick Davis now. Yeah. Well, you figure Warwick Davis, he now has the new series Willow, so he's doing well again. I imagine
very well for himself.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, I guess you have to look into it though and see are the ratings doing well? I mean, just because you get a series.
Well, it's like anything with Disney anymore. It's like liquid gold. It's anything Disney touches, it's going to be a hit.
Yeah, Disney owns Marvel now.
Yeah, they have, and
a lot of people not so happy with that. But
that's like Disney always tries to act like the DC movies aren't that good, but that's just Disney paying critics to say the DC movies aren't that good. But I mean, everyone has their choice of who they like, who they don't like. I'm a DC guy,
Oh yeah, well, that's there's so many people that love Marvel over DC.
I know.
It's funny because I actually know a guy named Mike that he's a comic book artist, and he's actually been commissioned by DC and Marvel.
Okay.
And I was talking to him about it, and I guess apparently once you are that kind of illustrator artist, it's not too hard to get consignment jobs from them. Because they're all Disney and Marvel are constantly hiring new people. To me it's like, wait, you worked for DC and Marvel? It sounds like the greatest accomplishment ever, but apparently it's pretty common for people in that world to get different jobs from both of those companies.
Yeah, they're so pressing comic books these days, so I mean they need artists for that and
every day,
everything.
Yeah, comic books is it's so hard to keep up with them. I have comic books that I keep, but it's just so hard to keep up the actual comic book part of it because, they're released every day. There's new artists coming out, different villains, different heroes, different worlds, Matter of fact, the last convention that we were at, I was talking to a couple different artists. Maybe we'll even bring them on the show very soon when we start bringing on guests, but we're still about 2 episodes behind on figuring all that out.
While we were talking about comic books, now we were just talking about Jason, obviously. Friday the 13th, there was a comic book series called Jason vs. Jason X. It was a 3-part series, which actually was a cool concept. I mean, as a comic book.
Jason vs. Jason X.
Yes.
Do you have that book?
I have them. I don't know where they're right off the top of my head. But they're around here somewhere. If I could find them, I'd pull them up, but I'm sure anyone could look them right up.
Yeah, Jason vs.
How much they are to own these days, I don't know. But
where did you get yours?
Some comic book shop.
Did you know it was already out, or did you go looking for it?
I knew. I found out they were coming out, and I went in and got them all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, all 3?
Yeah.
Do you know who the artist was or anything?
I think it was Mike Wolf was that guy, and I met him at a horror convention, and I got when they did the Friday the 13th comic book series back in 2004 or 5. I got issue number 1 autographed by him.
So, yeah?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I got that. I have that put away too. I don't have that just laying around, but
yeah, I mean, like I said, I have a couple Superman when Superman died.
Yeah,
I have a couple of those comic books.
94?
Something like that, yeah. I got some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones, I have a small, by comparison to some people out there, I have a very small collection, but it's one of those things where I don't think I'd ever sell them, I keep all my stuff. I don't collect or buy anything to sell.
Right.
You know, if I buy records, vinyl, you know, whatever I buy, it's mine. I'm not selling it, you know, all that stuff. Phone died. Well, if you were watching online, my phone just died. So it was a cool angle too. Did you see it?
I looked over a couple times just trying to look, and
it looked pretty cool to me.
Distracting, staring at it the whole time.
Yeah, you just got talking to the microphone. It drive me crazy.
Okay. Nightmare on Elm Street also did a series of comic books. Halloween did. There's another good episode of comic books. These were back from the early 90s when they had Jason versus Leatherface, which was another 3-part series.
I don't think that could ever be formed into a movie, right?
Yes and no.
They'd have no. Well, yeah. The new Leatherface could fight Jason, probably, right?
Oh, I like them.
It's pretty badass.
I like them, yeah.
And I don't want to hear
Mark
that.
Burnham or whatever, yeah.
I know your theory is that they can't have two people that can't talk fight each other, but I think they could easily.
Well, with Leatherface, you can because he has his family that supports him, so they could do all the talking and stuff. While Leatherface says, you know,
I would like it to be the Leatherface family from 2008 or whatever. They were a good family. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were a good casted family.
Well, Arlie Army passed away.
Not just him. The guy with the glasses that you're so dead you don't even know.
Yeah.
He was gangster as could be.
He was.
The aunt or whatever the hell she was. Mm-hmm. I mean, the whole the younger one that stills the baby. They were all good, you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, you know. You
got like Edwin Neal as a hitchhiker. Bring him back, you know.
Yeah.
Bill Moseley, Chop Top, bring him back.
But let's stop playing. I mean, the one that everyone wants to see is Michael versus Jason, right? Right. Well, I don't know. Do you think some people would rather see Leatherface versus Michael or versus Jason? Leatherface versus Jason would be pretty sick.
It would be.
Because Leatherface could be pretty violent.
He's very violent. Got a freaking chainsaw. I mean,
that's what I mean. So maybe that would be,
that sledgehammer and stuff like that.
Maybe that would be something that people would want to see. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
It would be.
Well, I think they should leave in the comment below. Would you rather see Leatherface versus Jason or Jason versus Michael? And now that I think about it, God, Leatherface versus Jason would be pretty brutal.
Oh, yeah.
It would be like you get the right people involved with that. It could be a very messed up movie.
Imagine it would be like, Jason travels to Texas for somehow, or they're escorting his body and he breaks out in Texas and runs into them somehow.
That would be really great. Yeah, we got to work on this setup.
Or like Jason's after some girl or whatever and they grab her, they kidnap her. Now he's going after them to get her because he wants her, you know?
Yeah. The more I think about it, that would be pretty. And the new Leatherface, he's kind of a bigger, violent.
Yeah.
I don't think he's any bigger or more violent than Andrew Brynarski, but I mean, he was still, they'd both be good. Mm-hmm. Maybe even bring Andrew Brynarski back, whoever, you know what I mean? But that would be pretty good.
Well, if it wasn't the new guy, I think his name is Mark Burnham that plays him, the new one for Netflix. But if it wasn't him, I'm sure it'd just be a whole new recasting anyhow.
Oh, yeah.
That seems to be their thing.
But the new Leatherface, what is it called? Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yeah.
Whoever did that film, they got the violent part down really.
Oh, yeah. It was good.
If you're a fan of the violence, like it was definitely really good in that area.
Plus, it's like up to date on everything. Like people flying out their phones. Like I like the part he gets on the bus and they're like, "This looks so fake." And
the comments like, "This is so fake." Yeah, and that is exactly what would happen.
Exactly, it's really going on. That's what they're writing.
That part is so realistic for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, who would believe this? You know, that's so funny.
Good old Leatherface.
Yeah,
Saw is family.
Well, see, I mean, you said they've already signed on to do a part 2 of that movie too.
From what I understand, it's supposed to be a 2 or 3 part series.
Ah, okay.
But the new movie coming out, I think, 2024.
Ah, can they squeeze Jason into there?
Why not?
Probably not.
You got plenty of time. There's probably nothing really written down on the table, just a timeline of what they're going to do.
Oh, they're probably writing down all. I mean, could you imagine right now? They're probably going crazy. Like, what can we do next?
Yeah.
But see, that's one of those things. Like, when you have a budget, though, it's just so easy. I think it is.
Yeah, I've been on some of these big movies where they just fucking waste money like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just part of the business, I guess, you know.
Mm-hmm. Jason were to fight Leatherface. Mm-hmm. Who would win and why?
Leatherface. No, I don't know.
Well, actually, I just thought about this. You can actually see Jason versus Leatherface.
Huh.
Mortal Kombat X, you can play as Jason or Leatherface.
I feel like Leatherface has a better weapon.
I got a chainsaw. I mean, he got the machete.
Yeah, but if you were going to fight somebody, would you rather have a chainsaw or a machete?
Chainsaw.
I'll take the chainsaw.
I think the smell of the gas is going to get people scared right now.
I think starting it up will just get people. As soon as you start that thing up, they're out of there. Gone.
That's like when you go to a haunted house. I mean, you see people walk around with the fake machetes. It's like, okay, but then you see the chainsaws, even though they don't have the blades on them, you just smell of gas, like, ooh, you know?
It's just hearing it. As soon as you hear it, you know you're in trouble. For sure.
Well, also another thing about, like, you know, different horror icons that fought. I mean, it all started with, you know, Frankenstein versus the Wolfman.
Yeah.
Then Freddy versus Jason, Alien versus Predator.
They were a good matchup.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. You got to have a good matchup. Now, was Alien and Predator, were they both owned by the same film company?
I think they were. You know, what's that Fox that owns?
So New Line needs to buy Michael Myers.
Yeah.
It probably won't ever happen.
He's with Dimension. So.
Is he still with Dimension?
Yeah.
Been with Dimension for what, 20 years now?
At least
30. But he was with another one first, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And he got bought over.
Yeah, it's, you know, they all do that.
Well, it's smart. Who else wasn't owned by New Line first?
New Line's really big three were, you know, Freddy, Jason, and Leatherface.
Yeah, that's why they're always able to package the toys together.
Yeah, but, you know, New Line, it was considered the house that Freddy built because Freddy was the one that they give credit to for making New Line cinema successful.
Yeah, but like, say, like growing up, like I remember seeing the toys, like the 3-packs, Jason, Leatherface, Freddy. They always paired them up. So Michael kind of got lost for a while.
He got lost for a while. There was no movies made for a while, and no one was really.
Well, you figure now, I'd say he's the top one for sure.
The top dog. No, I mean, he was always my top dog, even though he wasn't around. But...
Would you admit that maybe from H2O that they made like a good idea? Like, hey, let's get some more known people to be in these movies.
See, I was kind of against it. I don't like that idea because horror films are supposed to be like low budget. You know, you don't really know the actors or actresses. They're just kind of like,
yeah. Every
now and then you see someone there, like, okay, you recognize them from something else, or you know. But
no, but I'm saying, do you think that for the career of Michael Myers per se, they made the right decision? Because it brought Michael to more of the mainstream, didn't it?
It kind of did.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That movie was weird. I mean, it wasn't even in Haddonfield. It wasn't like in California where college or whatever it was supposed to be.
It wasn't in Haddonfield. It wasn't in an imaginary place, so he's upset with it. That makes no sense. Okay, wait. Say they take H2O cast and they put Jason with it. Does that boost Jason up? Or Leatherface? Or a lesser known, The Crow. You know what I mean? Like,
well, The Crow's not really like a horror film.
Okay, wait. Give me a horror icon that's nowhere near their level. Okay, wait. Say Hatchet.
Right.
Who is Victor Crowley.
Yeah.
If they would take Victor Crowley right now and put him in a movie with Beyonce and, you know, I can't even think of The Rock. Would Victor Crowley now become one of the top horror icons, or is it because of the years in the game too?
It'd be the years and stuff like that too. It would definitely bump up from what Victor Crowley is. I mean, going to all these A+ celebrities being in a movie, you know.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Michael has the longevity that and the legacy that people know who he is, kind of already.
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis has been attached to Halloween since, you know.
Yeah, but that's the only thing she's attached to. I don't consider that she is a big star outside of the Halloween world. I mean, I know she is. Mm-hmm. To me, she's had a few good movies. I don't know. Like, what I'm saying is, to me, I could argue that Halloween made her who she is just as much as she made Halloween. Matter of fact, no, I won't say that. Halloween made her more than she made Halloween. That's what I'll say. I could be wrong.
No name it, 1978.
That's what I'm saying. So it isn't like they got the hottest actress in the world at the time to come play Laurie Strode. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, they got the girl that was, isn't her parents Janet Leigh and, you know, Tony Curtis? I mean, however they found her, that's fine. But to me, though, she didn't make them who they were. Mm-hmm. You know, that could have been anybody. Mm-hmm. To me. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. H2O was a different movie opposed to all the other Halloweens at the time. Then they came out with Resurrection afterwards, which was basically almost the same thing.
It's H2O Part 2.
Yeah.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, H2O and Resurrection is basically I feel like they're just two movies together.
Yeah.
You know, like the same formula.
Same formula, but two standalone films.
Yeah, and then after Resurrection?
Then we were on a big hiatus till Rob Zombie came out with the remake in 2007?
Yeah.
Or is it 2009?
7, probably. Yeah, I think it was around 7. I don't know.
I can't think of the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Well, House of a Thousand Corpses would have been around there. 05.
What was 05?
No, 03. It was.
I remember
Sid Haig was in Monster Mania.
Yeah, I remember seeing House of a Thousand Corpses in a midnight screening or something. It was like, Me, Melissa, and like 5 other people in the whole theater.
Yeah. As soon as I heard the title, House of 1,000 Corpses, I was like, that is the most badass title I've ever heard in my life.
That's a cool name.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, as soon as you hear that, you're like, oh, I got to see this, you know?
I remember watching it. Otis, he's sitting there talking like, I know this guy. I cannot think of how I know him. So I'm watching, like, I just cannot think of who this guy is, but I know I've seen him before, and I found out, oh yeah, that's Bill Moseley.
He's in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, yeah.
Right.
And Sid Haig, to me, was phenomenal in those movies. Well, yeah, especially the first one.
I'd say he's probably the best character Rob Zombie ever had.
Yeah, Sid Haig is definitely
Sid Haig, Captain Spaulding. I wish they could have done a standalone Captain Spaulding movie.
Oh, for sure. Don't you like my chicken? Yeah. Yeah, he's good. He's real good.
Now, if he would have had a standalone movie, I think that would have been, something really, really cool.
Yeah.
They could have done a lot of different ways, especially if you ever saw the movie he was in called Little Big Top, where he plays a clown. Seymour Smiles. That movie, it's one of those movies, like a lot of people probably won't get it, won't like it, but I think it's kind of like, it has that cult classic.
So they can't fire me. Seymour Smiles, the son of Sonny Smiles, grandson of Mazo Smiles. Right. I love that movie.
Yeah, that movie's really good.
It's not, well, I was about to say, it's not that great.
It's no Hollywood classic.
No. It's not even like the friend down the street who made a classic.
It's just one of those movies. If you have not seen it, please check out Little Big Top with Sid Haig.
Yeah, and leave in the comments what you think about it. We'll get F you, wasting my time. No. But
it was good. It was fun.
It was pretty good, yeah.
Elephant in your room. Has anyone ever seen Jason talk before? Because I haven't. He's been talking the whole time.
Who?
You wearing a mask.
This isn't me talking. See, it might look like I'm talking, but I'm not talking.
Huh? I'm trying to think. I'm not talking.
This ain't me. No. Trying to call me out?
I have to.
All right, I will finish the last 5 minutes with the mask off. Although I'm much more comfortable with the mask on these days. I'm much more comfortable with the mask on these days. My insecurity levels are through the roof. I don't know what's been going on. Stay off social media. I try to run from everybody. I don't answer phone calls. Got a lot going on in my mind. So, where were we?
Talking about Little Big Top was Sid.
Little Big Top's a classic, but it's classic only because of the elements. Like if it wasn't filmed where it was filmed.
Yeah, what? I know it's in Indiana.
Yeah,
where they have like the circus town where all year round it looks like a circus. That's where all the they work out and stuff like that for a whole year.
Yeah, we gotta go. I'd love to go there.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours, 5
like
hours
6,
away.
like 6 probably.
6.
Yeah, that's a road trip.
Yeah.
That's what road trips are meant for, is going 6 hours to somewhere you've never been. Anywhere under 8 hours is a road trip.
Yeah.
Anything.
Once you're like 7, 8, you're like, oh, fuck, here we go.
Over 8 hours is a vacation. 6 hours and under, that's a road trip. That's where I'm going to go with it. We should plan a road trip. We got to go to Camp Crystal Lake.
Yes, in New Jersey.
And we need to go to, where the hell is it at? Indiana? Somewhere in Indiana.
Yeah, we'll have to Google.
Circus, Indiana. Circus Town, Indiana. We're going
wherever Little Big Top was filmed, we're going.
And it's like that all year round, right?
Yes.
I would like to go there, honestly. I would like to check that out.
I talked to someone that lived by there a couple of years ago, and they said, yeah, it does look like that all the time.
Could you imagine the locals?
Oh, the talent there is through.
They got to be great, yeah. They got to be great. Pictures all day.
Where else I'd like to go is Point Pleasant, Virginia, where Mothman's from, where they have that great big statue of him.
Okay. Yeah, Virginia. I've been to Virginia a few times.
So have I, but I want to go like where Mothman was. They have like that yearly anniversary of him. If anyone on here is into the whole Mothman prophecy, that's interesting to see what it's all about.
Yeah, if you're one of those big Mothman people, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. I've seen the pictures of the statue. I've seen people with their picture with the statue. So
maybe Ryan will drive to Virginia with you if you're a big Mothman fan.
I'll go. Nah. Yeah, if anyone wants to take a road trip, let us know.
Yeah, we'll take you to Camp Crystal Lake. We'll rent a minivan and sell tickets. We'll go with like 4 people we don't even know. Like, hey,
sing songs the whole way there.
Oh yeah, sing songs, get Scooby snacks,
make s'mores for sure.
Why not?
And hope Jason will come after us.
Yeah, and then we could skip out of town, out of New Jersey, and head straight to Indiana.
Yep, go see the clown.
Well, we'll drop those people off who got the tickets.
Yeah, we'll pick up a new group.
Then we'll get the new group, sing songs all the way out to Indiana.
There, and then check out the town for a weekend.
Recite stupid lines out of movies. It'd be fun.
Head on back and grab our other.
It might be fun. Summer of 2023. We're gonna have to do this stuff. You know what I mean?
Like, we're going on tour, maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're coming to a town near you.
Yeah.
And if you know anywhere where we could perform or get booked or whatever, just email us or leave a comment below, and we'll get a hold of you. Whatever. Leave your email address.
Mm-hmm.
Things of that nature. So, anything else you'd like to say before we finally wrap up?
I think this one actually might be our longest episode yet. So
you didn't have to say it at record time speed like that.
Okay, I like to do it like that. Say
it again. No, I'm just kidding.
This is our longest episode.
No, we already said it. We already got that.
Yet longest.
This was our long. I can't even do it. Yeah, this was our longest episode yet. Yeah, he had to the gate was closing and he had to squeeze. I
never ever got in like Indiana Jones trying to get on their thing.
Yeah, grab my hat. You were belted it out like it was about the screen was about to go off. But yeah, I guess we'll wrap this up here. I don't know what else to talk about. Honestly, I feel like I'm just a rambler. I'm just a rambling man. No more hand gestures of what episode we're on. This was
next one we 5.
Go. I'm not doing that.
I will.
We'll close this one out. Mass Culture Podcast, episode number 5. We are gone. Shut up, too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.